then have some nice ice breath coming up.
Oh, I think you're going to love the forecast today. Maybe not later on.
Making your workspace a happy place. That's what we do. We create a workspace ideal for you. Experts making everything brand new. Office furniture outlet. Happy place is so exciting. Now your office is perfect and inviting. Making your workspace a happy place. Office furniture outlet.
Meet Anna. She's your hide and seek pro. Here's Mom. She's your hide the vegetables pro. This is AFS. We're your basement pro. We'll find everything hiding in your home's wet, musty basement. Does your basement have standing water, leaking wall cracks, or damaged floor joists? AFS Foundation and Waterproofing Specialists design permanent waterproofing solutions to keep your home safe and dry. Don't let water hide in your basement. Call AFS, the highest in quality and service.
Lowe's knows you're a craftsman guy. You have a lot of tools. Tools for everything you've done around the house. But there's the moment you realize your new project needs new tools. When tool guys need new tools, they start with Lowe's. New home of Craftsman. Shop Lowe's and get a Craftsman 6-gallon portable electric air compressor for $99.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Time for Santa's Village. This year, Santa is moving his home to the historic Huntsville Depot, and he's bringing his train, the North Pole Express. Enjoy all your favorite activities at Santa's Village, like meeting his reindeer, making a Christmas craft, decorating a cookie, and climb aboard Santa's sleigh. The forecast is for snow at Santa's Village, the North Pole Express. Open nightly from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the historic Huntsville Depot in downtown Huntsville. Don't miss out. Santa's only here until December 23rd. For more information or to buy tickets, visit online at earlyworks.com.
Thanks to you, Townhouse Galleries has already donated over $12,000 to the Food Bank of North Alabama. Here's how it works. Come to either location, donate $50 to this wonderful charity, and receive an automatic $200 savings on any stressless recliner or sofa we offer. $400 on select stressless wing or eagle recliners. In this season of giving, we can't think of a more comfortable way to give back and take the stress out of the holidays.
Uniquely Townhouse Galleries.
You're watching North Alabama's news leader. WHNT News 19 this morning starts now.
Good morning. It is 5 o'clock on this Tuesday, December 18th. I'm Steve Johnson.
And I'm Melissa Rapke. Here's what's in your news feed this morning. The president expected to sign an executive order very soon to create a U.S. Space Command, advancing our military's operations in space.
And the elephant nosy seized in Lawrence County last year, now leading the herd in a new law to protect exotic animals.
And a mother denied admittance into the U.S. to say goodbye to her son, who was on life support because of the president's travel ban. How the family and others are reacting today.
Right now, we're going to talk about, yesterday we had dense fog, and it hung around a long time. Do we have that again today?
Yeah, there's no fog out there, not much, but it was even yesterday at noon. You could see, Decatur was 45 degrees yesterday at noon because of the fog, and there were some spots that were up near 60, but today it's just frosty and cold out there. I had some frost on my windshield early this morning, so definitely need an extra 5 minutes for that. A pleasant afternoon today, but rainfall returns Thursday, and lots of it. December has been wet. We've had about 5 inches of rain so far. We may tack on another inch, maybe 2 to that total later on this week. Downtown Florence, hey, we can see this morning. Yesterday it was kind of tough. Temperature at 33 degrees. Again, just a little bit of fog out there so far. Northwest Alabama Regional has 3/4 of a mile visibility and about a half a mile in Winchester, but a big-time improvement compared to this time yesterday. We're at 33 in Huntsville, below freezing, 30 Meridianville, 32 Scottsboro. The cold spot is Winchester, 28, now 29 in Fort Payne, and 33 in the Shoals. Again, temperatures are colder compared to yesterday, anywhere between about 2 to about 7 degrees. And right now it is quiet outside. Skies are nice and clear. spectacular day today, but the kids will definitely need to bundle up at the bus stop just a few more days, and we will definitely be on that break. 34 degrees at 7 a.m., 48 degrees at noon, 56 at 3 o'clock. Here's what's going on. Big ridge overhead, lots of yellow on the map. That's mild, but look at this big trough on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, low pressure, just impressive. That will increase our chances for rain. We'll have details on that in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Ben. Well, a man is facing charges after a shooting in Limestone County that sent a woman to the hospital. The sheriff's office confirms 33-year-old Corey Ferris is charged with second-degree assault. Deputies responded to a home on Highway 127 Monday afternoon where they said they found a woman with a gunshot wound to her right shoulder. That victim taken to Huntsville Hospital. The circumstances around the shooting have not been released. A Colbert County man, William O'Neill Campbell, is in jail this morning, held without bond following an indictment on a count of sexual abuse of a child under the age of 12. The Colbert County Sheriff's Office says the victim was a family acquaintance. At the time of his arrest, Campbell was also charged with receiving stolen property for a separate incident. He's being held without bond because of a probation violation.
A Marshall County man faces a sentence of from 20 years to life in prison after a jury found him guilty of possession and production of child pornography. Kenneth Wayne Enos took the stand yesterday in the trial that actually started last week. In 2015, Boaz police officers arrested him at his home after someone found a cell phone in a parking lot that contained images believed to be child pornography. No sentencing date has been set at this time.
All right, 5:03, and time for an update on your First Alert traffic report. Taking a live look over the city of Huntsville, and right there it's looking pretty good, but a heads up, if you're traveling south on Memorial Parkway this morning, there will be some lane closures on the outside southbound lane and the outside northbound turning lane starting at 9 a.m. This is right in front of Farley Elementary and that Dollar General there on 231. Huntsville Police will be on the scene helping control traffic, which should be hopefully everything done by 3 p.m.
And, of course, before you leave the house, check our Twitter feed for the latest updates. If you see anything on the road, please tweet us once you get to your destination at WHNT. One of President Trump's priorities since taking office has been to make our military the best it can be. And today, he may be making a move that will take our military, to new heights.
Yeah, Vice President Mike Pence expected to make the announcement today, with President Trump expected to sign the executive order creating a U.S. Space Command very soon, and that will advance our military's operations in space. WHNT News 19's Christine Mitchell is live near the U.S. Space and Rocket Center this morning with some details. Christine?
Yeah, guys, President Trump has talked about the goal of creating a space force as the branch of the military, and this new U.S. Space Command wouldn't quite be that, but it is a step in that direction. And the new Space Command will pull together units and agencies from the military into a more independent organization focused on space. Now, Vice President Mike Pence is expected to make that announcement today at the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. The Air Force's existing Space Command would play a key role in this new move, raising space to the same status as the U.S. Cyber Command. The U.S. Space Command has existed before, but it was disbanded in 2002 after the 9/11 attacks happened and focus needed to be on homeland defense rather than space defense. But even then, the military has continued to make technological advances in space. And now the key goal in a U.S. Space Command would be to protect U.S. satellites that are used for navigation, communication, and surveillance, which often make them an easy, unprotected target for other countries. Live in Huntsville this morning, Christine Mitchell, WHNT News 19.
All right, Christine, thank you. Well, scientists have now found the most distant known object in our solar system. It's believed to be a dwarf planet. International Astronomical Union's Minor Planet Center announced the discovery Monday, and they say the planet has a pinkish hue, which probably means there's a lot of ice there. It is more than 100 times farther away from the sun than is the Earth, so the researchers nicknamed the planet Far Out, and it takes Far Out more than 1,000 years to make just one orbit around the sun.
Coming up, Nosy the Elephant had enough of leading the charge on some new legislation for exotic animal protection. Where her efforts are being seen now, next.
The quivers, the shivers, goosebumps. That's what our customers say before we repair their furnace. 1 hour heating and air conditioning will fix it right. Stand by our work. all at a fair price. And that's when we hear awesomeness, outstanding, and you're a total genius. Okay, I threw that last one in.
Make sure your furnace is ready for winter. Schedule your preseason furnace tune-up today.
Your food is just a call away. Call 1 hour.
From music legend Cyndi Lauper and Broadway's own Harvey Fierstein, the Tony-winning best musical about seizing your destiny and being who you want to be. Be inspired by Broadway's huge-hearted hit, Kinky Boots.
January 4 through 6, Von Braun Center, Huntsville. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
My name is Mark McClellan, pastor of Willowbrook, and this is Milton Frank Stadium. This is where Willowbrook will have its annual Christmas Eve service this year. There will be music and inspiration and fireworks. This busy Christmas season, don't forget to make room for Jesus. And on Christmas Eve, Willowbrook will make room for you.
I did some early shopping this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something too.
Yeah?
Yep. One for you and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
And I love that you love it.
I love it.
I like red.
Get exceptional offers across the Denali lineup during the GMC Denali season to upgrade. Like over $6,100 total value on this all-wheel drive Acadia when you finance through GM Financial.
Sleep apnea is a not-so-silent killer.
I am not wearing this.
Then go see Dr. Sandman.
That's Dr. Sandman.
And discover the benefits of the FDA-approved Somnodent. Snoring is an indicator of a greater problem. With the Somnodent from Dr. Sandman.
That's Sandman.
Put sleep apnea to rest without the bulky CPAP. The consultation is free. The results, priceless. Save $500 today and go see Dr. Sandman.
That's Dr. Sandman, and I wear one too.
Call now. 350-CARE.
5:09 and time to send it over to meteorologist Ben Smith.
Yeah, big improvement from yesterday. We had that locally dense fog in the Tennessee Valley. Now the fog is basically gone. It's just cold outside. Here's a live shot in downtown Huntsville. Remember yesterday, couldn't see very far. Temperature at 33 degrees. There is some scattered frost out there early this morning. Visibilities are sporadically low out there. Right now we are in the lower 30s up in Meridianville at 30, at 31 in Decatur, 34 just above freezing in Albertville, and 29 right now in Fort Payne. Today, stellar afternoon, just some scattered cloud cover out there. We'll be in the mid to upper 50s. But things change starting tomorrow. Couple of isolated showers on Wednesday at 60. Rain chances elevated on Thursday. May rain most of the day. 90% chance of rain at 59. And then temperatures cool off on Friday. Only 43 degrees as that upper level low kind of spins around. And there could be enough cold air to change some of that rain to maybe a mixed bag of some light rain, maybe a little bit of light snow, little to no accumulation on Friday night. It clears out just in time for a decent weekend.
All right, thanks, Ben. Well, you may remember an African elephant, part of a traveling circus that was seized in Lawrence County last year from our owners. Those owners now charged with animal cruelty.
Yeah, well, one state is leading a new charge in protecting wild and exotic animals, all in the name of Nosy. WHNT News 19's Alex Stokes in the newsroom with a closer look at the legislation and the elephant's current situation.
Yeah, that's right. Steve, Melissa, Nosy the elephant now has her name on legislation in New Jersey. The state is now the first to ban the use of wild and exotic animals in traveling circuses. The bill had bipartisan support in the state legislature, according to news outlet NJ.com, and was signed into law Friday by newly elected Governor Phil Murphy. Now, WHNT brought you Nosy's story back in November of 2017 when the 36-year-old elephant was seized from her owners who operate the Great American Family Circus after spending several days standing in a small trailer near Moulton. She has been living at the Elephant Sanctuary of Tennessee while her custody is decided in court. Now, Hugo and Francisca Leibel were arrested on animal cruelty charges and released on $1,000 bond. Right now, their criminal cases are on hold, awaiting a ruling of a civil action. The Leibels are trying to get Nosy back, appealing to a judge's decision to grant custody to Lawrence County. They believe the judge wrongfully seized not only a working asset, but a member of their family. Now, anyone who violates Nosey's law in the state of New Jersey could face civil charges. As of yet, Alabama does not have a similar law. In the newsroom, Alex Stokes, WHNT News 19.
All right, Alex, thank you. Well, a mother's only wish is to say goodbye to her young son who is on life support. Because of the travel ban, she can't. A look at the efforts to arrange a reunion next.
Jerry Dempsey sells brand new Fords in Arab, Alabama. Cross the River Bridge on South Parkway. 20 minutes later, start shopping. The name you trust, the price you want. Search for a new Ford today at Jerry Dempsey in Arab.
At any moment of any day, it could happen to any one of us. Me, you, your brother or sister, mother, father, friend, even your child.
In the blink of an eye, an injury or illness could rob you or a loved one from the ability to earn a living. For the Social Security disability benefits you so rightfully deserve, call Penn Cincinnati.
Ho, ho, ho!
Santa, you're early.
No, ho, ho, Martin. I'm right on time. Merry Christmas from Bojangles.
We are Porch Creek Indians, a people guided by the belief that a good life is stitched carefully with integrity and purpose. We carve, sculpt, weave. We share with our neighbors and come and go to inspire generosity, prosperity, and harmony.
Our crafts carry forth the vision of generations, doing our part to help Alabama prosper.
Guys, this is not what she wants for Christmas.
This is what you want for Christmas. You want to make this Christmas every Christmas the Christmas that she's going to remember for the rest of her life. Then come see us at Billy Mitchell Jewelry.
Whether it be diamonds, gemstones, rings, earrings, pendants, watches, or our specialty engagement rings.
Billy Mitchell Jewelry, located on Diamond Hollow Farm, just 5 miles west of those flowers aren't even real. Jerry Dempsey sells brand new Fords in Arab, Alabama. Cross the River Bridge on South Parkway. 20 minutes later, start shopping. The name you trust, the price you want. Search for a new Ford today at Jerry Dempsey in Arab.
All right, a little bit earlier, we had a story in our newscast about the best way to get a good night's sleep, and one of the things was get out in the sun 15 minutes a day.
That's right, which isn't necessarily something you would connect with sleep,
but the deal is, if you're going to do that, you need to get about an hour's worth today.
And it's going to need to last you for a week. Yeah,
it's going to have to last you till about Saturday. So
about an hour's worth.
Yeah, today, and I think most of tomorrow should be okay. But Thursday and Friday, it's all over with. The weather's going to do a 180 in the form of some rain and maybe something else on a Friday night. All right, there's a live shot in Albertville. We can see this morning fog, not a big problem like it was yesterday. Temperature 34, and yes, there's a little bit of patchy frost there on the windshield. Some fog out there, but not nearly what we had yesterday with that dense fog advisory up until 9 o'clock. Just a hint of some patchy fog up there in southern Middle Tennessee, out in the shoals as well so far. And of course, some of the fog could still form here closer to sunrise. That temperature continues to cool off some. 30 degrees in Meridianville. We're freezing in Athens. Decatur, you're chilly. 31 this morning, 29 Fort Payne, and just about freezing in the shoals early. What a great afternoon we have in store, even though it's chilly out there this morning. Somewhat of a northwesterly flow, mixture of clouds and sunshine today. Tonight, very similar. We'll be down into the mid-30s, and a warmer day tomorrow with that southerly wind approaching 60 degrees on Wednesday afternoon, but a few more clouds around compared to today. Then it's all over with after that. Look at that. The rain just takes over the radar. This is 5 o'clock in the morning. Get ready for a soggy early morning commute on Thursday. You'll be using those windshield wipers all day long. And even on Friday, more rain expected. The potential for another inch to an inch and a half of rainfall. Boy, December has been a soaker, and we may see another inch or two on top of the 5 inches we've had already. Thankfully, by the weekend, rain chances going away. So again, our future cast showing a couple of ridges of high pressure overhead, and then as we head toward Thursday, low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico, frontal boundary approaching, and there's your Thursday forecast. Just plenty of green over North Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee, and even on Friday, more rain is expected, and as cooler temperatures take over, maybe a little bit of light snow, but not much. How about 57 degrees today, 37 tonight? We will be in the low 60s coming up tomorrow, and there's your 7-day forecast. It should clear out just in time for the weekend.
All right, Ben, a 2-year-old boy is on life support in a California hospital, but he may not be able to see his mother before he passes away.
President Trump's travel ban is restricting the mother from entering the country to be with her son one last time. Andy Rose has the latest.
Just breaking my heart, looking at my son like facing death. Like he's about to die soon.
The father of a dying 2-year-old boy speaking through his heartbreak that his wife may not have the chance to see her son before he takes his last breath. 2-year-old Abdullah Hassan is on life support at a children's hospital in Oakland, California, suffering from a genetic brain condition. His mother, who is a Yemeni national living in Egypt, is unable to come to the U.S. to see her son one last time because of the White House's travel ban that restricts nationals of Yemen and 6 other countries from entering the U.S.
So I'm trying for my wife to see him before I just take the life supports off.
Hassan and his son are American citizens. He says he brought the boy to the U.S. for medical treatment when his condition worsened a few months ago. Now the Council on American Islamic Relations is stepping up to try to speed up the process to bring his wife to America.
We're calling for the Department of State to issue a Muslim ban waiver to allow Shaima Suela, the wife of a U.S. citizen, the mother of a U.S. citizen, to hold her child one last time.
Time is running out. Please help us get my family together.
Andy Rose reporting.
Today, members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus will travel to the immigration facility in New Mexico, where officials were holding 7-year-old Jacqueline Call when she stopped breathing. The House members say they were looking into how immigration facilities are equipped to protect the health and safety of people detained for crossing the border illegally. Call and her father were with a group of 163 migrants who were being transported from Antelope Wells to Lordsburg, New Mexico. Jacqueline's father told Border Patrol agents his daughter was sick and stopped breathing. He says he does not blame the Border Patrol.
Lawmakers have until Friday night to avoid a government shutdown.
Aides to President Trump say he is not backing down from his ultimatum to Congress, which is to fund his $5 billion border wall, or he'll shut down the government. Democrats offered a $1.6 billion deal for fencing and other border security measures, but are not ready to go above that number.
We don't want to get to a point that we shut down the government, but we got to find increased funding for border security.
By some estimates, more than 420,000 federal employees, including more than 41,000 law enforcement officers, would have to work through the holidays without pay if the government shuts down. About 380,000 people would be furloughed, including 96% of NASA staff.
And officials released a statement writing NASA is still evaluating how it would be affected. Quoting here, in previous shutdowns, we have maintained personnel to support the International Space Station and its crew, and currently operating space missions such as satellites, landers, and rovers to ensure they're safe and secure. This includes the Payload Operations Integration Center at NASA Marshall, which conducts round-the-clock space station science support.
The Alabama men's basketball team is in town getting ready for their game tonight against Liberty at the VBC. Here from the team ahead of the Rocket City Classic, next in sports.
Come and check out the all-new 2019 Corolla at Bill Penny Toyota.
The moment you realize you can check off your to-do list and wish list. At Lowe's, you can satisfy both your lists on a single budget. Shop Lowe's and save $60 on a DeWalt 20-volt max cordless drill.
You've been asking for a radio station that plays all your favorite music. Well, here we are.
Huntsville's new alternative, Alt 92.9.
Whatever your tradition may be, we are grateful to be part of it. Happy Christmas to you all, and to all, a good night. Merry Christmas from Publix.
Northwest Shoals Community College has spent more than 50 years helping open doors of opportunities for our graduates, starting with degree and certificate programs in high-demand careers, credits that easily transfer to a 4-year university. And most importantly, we offer an exceptional education with little to no debt. Plus, our extensive partnerships with business and industry prepare our students for tomorrow's careers. So take a look at Northwest Shoals. There's a lot to see.
Hey, it's your old cuddle buddy, Grumpy Bear.
And me, Cheer Bear.
Remember how happy you were when you got us for the holidays?
Yeah, happy.
Get that feeling again with the Honda CRV during Happy Honda Days.
Hooray!
It's a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy.
Woo!
And it comes with standard multi-angle rear view camera.
Yay!
Happy Honda Days end soon, so hurry into your Honda dealer for great deals on the Honda CRV before they're gone.
The VBC has been transformed. A basketball court now sits in the middle of it, the ribbon on top. Hoops fans will get a nice present tonight as Alabama basketball takes the court in the second game of the Rocket City Classic. The Tide took the court yesterday at the VBC for practice, gearing up for their game tonight against Liberty. Alabama's roster features 3 local guys from the Tennessee Valley, including freshman sensation Kyra Lewis, 2-time Mr. Basketball winner John Petty, and Albertville's own Riley Norris. A nice homecoming for the Crimson Tide trio.
I always enjoy playing in Huntsville. My high school is probably 35 minutes from here, so it's really close to home. Getting to see fans that don't usually come to the games in Tuscaloosa. But yeah, like I said, with saying that, I just want to, come out with a victory tomorrow night.
UAH men's hosting the 5th-ranked team in D2, Valdosta State last night. Early in this one, it's Dalton Barkley dialed in from long range, and he cashes out. A few moments later, the Blazers going to be pushing the pace. Clay Gillazette from 3, and he knocks it down. They would open the game on an 11-3 run. But it's Barkley back again. The top of the key pass to a cutting J.J. Kaplan, who finishes with a lay-in. UAH would make this one a close one at the end, but the Chargers fall to Valdosta State 87-72, the final score. UAH women's basketball taking the court in the early game last night against Valdosta State. Under 5 to go in this one. Chargers down 8. Katie Spiegel to Holly Harris, who lays it in for 2. We have a 6-point game. Under 2 minutes to go now. UAH down 4. Emmeline Payne goes hard to the basket, gets the shot, the ball, and the foul. That cuts the Blazers' lead to 2. Less than 30 seconds to go now. Chargers down 6 again. Bailey Johnson knocks it out, or kicks it out to Payne, who knocks down the 3. UAH, though, would fall in this one 71-66, the final. The UNA women's basketball team continues to stay hot, picking up an 86-72 win over Mississippi Valley State last night to improve to 9-1 on the year. Ivy Wallen led the way for the Lions with 33 points. That's a wrap on sports. We'll see you back here at 6 and 10.
All right, a sweet father-daughter moment caught on camera at a 3 Days Grace concert in Canada. Watch this. All right, as the band was performing, the woman translated the lyrics into sign language for her father, and that moment, of course, captured by another concert goer who was deeply touched and posted the video to social media, saying they, quote, witnessed something absolutely beautiful. The video went viral and even caught the attention from 3 Days Grace. They retweeted this video. What a Great way to enjoy a concert. All right, a lot of news still ahead during our 5:30 half hour. Virginia College announcing they'll be closing their doors for good nationwide today. But many students are still left without answers on what they're going to do next. Coming up, the Alabama Community College System and Career Center holding an emergency meeting to hopefully give them some answers. And a cousin of the marijuana plants may soon be another crop for farmers to harvest right here in Alabama. But farmers still have a few hoops to jump through before they can actually get to planting. Details on that and more coming up after the break. And a reminder, if you're traveling on South Memorial Parkway in Huntsville this morning, there will be some lane closures on the outside southbound lane and the outside northbound turning lane starting at 9 this morning. This is right in front of Farley Elementary and the Dollar General right there on 231, 431. Huntsville Police will be on site to help control traffic, which should be completed, the work that is, by 3 this afternoon.
Tennessee Valley, some things just belong together. Peanut butter and jelly, rock and roll. Or how about Geico's great rates and a local agent? Your Geico local office is dedicated to giving you other great pairings as well. Competitive prices and personalized service. We can help save you time and money. We could even help you with auto and homeowners or renters insurance. For all your Geico discounts and a local agent you can trust, call us for a free quote today at 256-430-1600.
Jerry Dempson sells brand new Jeeps in Arab, Alabama. Cross the River Bridge on South Parkway. 20 minutes later, start shopping. The name you trust, the price you want. Search for your new Jeep today at Jerry Dempson in Arab.
The year may be ending, but the savings are just beginning at Story Lee Furniture. Just imagine 3 football fields full of furniture, and half of everything in the store is half off. Story Lee's half off, half of everything sale absolutely ends December 31st.
Fixing up a damaged switch plate? That's a do-it-yourself. Fixing the faulty wiring that did the damage? That's a don't do-it-yourself. Don't take chances with electricity. Call your locally owned Mr. Sparky. Our electricians are specially trained to leave your home safer than we found it. And we always stand behind our work.
Nice job.
You too.
Call now to get $50 off any repair.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
What do you get the person that loves to tailgate? How about a new tailgate?
Bring in the holidays with great deals across the Buick lineup. Use your Avenir cash allowance to get over $6,200 below MSRP on this 2019 Enclave Avenir.
The year may be ending, but the savings are just beginning at Story Lee Furniture. Just imagine 3 football fields full of furniture, and half of everything in the store is half off. Story Lee's half off, half of everything sale absolutely ends December 31st.
Jerry Dempson sells brand new Ram trucks in Arab, Alabama. Cross the River Bridge on South Parkway. 20 minutes later, start shopping. The name you trust, the price you want. Search for a Ram truck today at Jerry Dempson in Arab.
You're watching North Alabama's news leader. WHNT News 19 this morning starts now.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, December 18th. I'm Steve Johnson.
And I'm Melissa Riaka. Meteorologist Ben Smith is here with us now. And Ben, it occurs to me that today we're 1 week away from Christmas.
Which means that the time to do shopping is dwindling.
It is. But I think today might be a better day to get it out, it sounds like, than later in the week.
Yeah, absolutely. Get your shopping done today once you get off work, because rain is coming and lots of it started on Thursday. It's cold outside, some scattered frost, but fog is not a big issue like it was this time yesterday. I remember yesterday we almost had to guess what camera we were looking at, including downtown Florence. But today you could definitely tell, yep, that's Florence for sure. Temperature at 33 degrees. Temperatures are much colder compared to this time yesterday. And notice, no yellow, no orange on the map here with that very dense fog and that dense fog advisory. Not the case at all this morning. We're at 36 degrees in Fayetteville, but you head east on Highway 64 down to 28 in Winchester, below freezing in Fort Payne, 32 Scottsboro, mid-30s Albertville. How about Decatur at 31? It is definitely colder compared to this time yesterday. everybody in the negative category. And if you parked your car outside, just to give you an idea before you head on out, there's some frost on that windshield early this morning. What a great day we have in store, even though it's cold outside this morning at 34. Bus coming around the corner in a little while with that scattered frost out there, and just a hint of some patchy fog this time. 57 degrees today under a partly cloudy sky. No rainfall expected for today, but look at the changes down the road. Big ridge overhead right now. Look at the yellows there. That is some warm air, but a big trough of low pressure out to the west, developing storm system. And look at Thursday, low pressure basically taking over the southeast. That will translate to rain and lots of it. We'll update those totals and look at the weekend in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Ben. Well, a man is facing charges in Limestone County after deputies say he shot a woman. The sheriff's office confirms 33-year-old Corey Ferris is charged with second-degree assault. Deputies responded to a home on Highway 127 Monday where they found the woman with a gunshot wound to her shoulder. She was taken to a local hospital. The circumstances around the shooting have not been released.
A Marshall County man faces from 20 years to life in prison after a jury finds him guilty of possession and production of child pornography. Kenneth Wynn Ennis took the stand yesterday in the trial that actually started last week. In 2015, Boaz police officers arrested him at his home after someone found a cell phone in a parking lot. It contained images believed to be child pornography. No sentencing date has been set yet. Lawmakers have until the end of Friday evening to avoid a government shutdown.
Aides to President Donald Trump say he is not backing down from his ultimatum to Congress, which is fund his $5 billion border wall or he'll shut down the government. Democrats offered a $1.6 billion deal for fencing and other border security measures, but are not ready to go above that number.
We don't want to get to a point that we shut down the government, but we got to find increased funding for border security.
By some estimates, more than 420,000 federal employees, including more than 41,000 law enforcement officers, would have to work through the holidays without pay if the government shuts down. About 380,000 people would be furloughed, including 96% of NASA staff.
Speaking of NASA, officials released a statement indicating NASA is still evaluating how it will be affected. They write, quote, "In previous shutdowns, we have maintained personnel to support the International Space Station and its crew and currently operating space missions such as satellites, landers, and rovers to ensure they're safe and secure. This does include the Payload Operations Integration Center at NASA Marshall, which conducts round-the-clock space station science support."
And time now for an update on your First Alert traffic report, and we're looking live at light traffic now at 534 on Memorial Parkway and Martin Road in Huntsville. Now, if you're planning on traveling 65 south today, maybe doing some holiday traveling, do get ready for some delays near the Tennessee River Bridge.
Yeah, crews are going to be closing the outside southbound lane for pole installation. That's just south of the bridge from mile marker 336 to 337. That'll be from 9 this morning until 2 this afternoon. And, of course, before you leave the house, check our Twitter feed for the latest traffic updates. If you see anything on the road, please tweet us once you get to your destination at WHNT. Today is the final day for Virginia college students to finish their credit hours and assignments before the school closes for good.
Many students say they've been asking the school what's next for them, and they say the school just isn't giving them any answers. But coming tomorrow, the Alabama Community College System and the Alabama Career Center are going to step up to try to help these students who may be feeling a bit lost. WHNT News 19's Christine Mitchell is live in Huntsville with details. Christine?
Well, guys, students knew the end for Virginia College was coming, but they thought they'd have more time. The institution stopped enrolling new students back in September and announced its closing in June of 2019. And everyone, students and faculty, were surprised when they announced their early closing earlier this month. Now, WHNT has talked to many students who say that they keep calling Virginia College for more information on how to finish their degrees, and no one is answering. Many students say that they don't know where to turn now. If they don't graduate this month or transfer, they will lose thousands of dollars and months or even years of time. But the Alabama Community College System and Career Center wants students to know there is help. And although many options may not be ideal, there are options. And a website has already been posted as a resource for students to explore their options and look into getting their loans dismissed. but nothing is quite like being able to ask someone questions in person. And tomorrow's students will be able to do that too. The Alabama Career Center is offering a special information session for Virginia College students. There will be information meetings in Birmingham, Huntsville, Montgomery, and Mobile tomorrow. The one in Huntsville will be at the Huntsville Career Center on Sparkman Drive and will start at 2 p.m. The phone number on your screen, you should call it ahead of time to reserve a spot if you want to go to that meeting. And for all of the resources that WHNT has collected and everything we know about what can help, you can search Virginia College on WHNT.com. And of course, after the meeting tomorrow, we will continue to update those stories with new information. Live in Huntsville this morning, Christine Mitchell, WHNT News 19.
All right, thank you, Christine. Well, a transgender student in West Virginia wants his school to take action after he says he was harassed in a bathroom. The alleged bully, the assistant principal, and the transgender student, who identifies as male, went into the boys' bathroom when he thought it was empty. Once inside the bathroom stall, the student claims the assistant principal stood outside the stall, challenging the student to use the urinal. That's when the student says the assistant principal blocked the exit so the student could not leave. This is in Harrison County. The Board of Education there has been investigating the incident.
The preliminary information that I have received is perhaps, it does appear from what I've been able to confirm, is that our employee did not act in an appropriate manner and was not sensitive to the needs of one of our students.
The student reportedly struggles with anxiety and says the incident triggered a panic attack. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, which is representing the student, the assistant principal has not been disciplined.
Well, the next big cash crop may be from an unusual source. How hemp could be the next big thing, and how lawmakers are trying to help farmers grow it.
It's Belk's biggest sale of the season. Save on hundreds of bonus buys. Buy one, get two free New Direction. Buy one, get two free Chaps and Izod. Or save up to $50 with coupons. Get everything on your list at belkandbelk.com.
Oh, ho,
Santa, you're early.
No, ho, ho, Martin. I'm right on time. Merry Christmas from Bojangles.
Home. It's where one look can say it all, and where everything on the table is on the house. Find your look with the brand that has more style and great value. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
The Mercedes-Benz winter event is back, and you won't want to stop for anything else. Lease the C300 Sports Sedan for $419 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Time for Santa's Village. This year, Santa is moving his home to the historic Huntsville Depot, and he's bringing his train, the North Pole Express. Enjoy all your favorite activities at Santa's Village, like meeting his reindeer, making a Christmas craft, decorating a cookie, and climb aboard Santa's sleigh. The forecast is for snow at Santa's Village, the North Pole Express. Open nightly from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the historic Huntsville Depot in downtown Huntsville. Don't miss out. Santa's only here until December 23rd. For more information or to buy tickets, visit online at earlyworks.com.
Home. It's where one look can say it all, and where everything on the table is on the house. Find your look with the brand that has more style and great value. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
It's Belk's biggest sale of the season. Save on hundreds of bonus buys, like 65% off fine jewelry. Plus, get a free Estee Lauder gift with purchase. Buy online, pick up in store at Belk.com.
Well, it is almost 5:41. Time for Ben Smith to talk again about our weather.
It's cold outside. However, the fog is not a big problem like it was yesterday. Here's a live shot. And yes, that is downtown Huntsville. No doubt about it. Yesterday, we almost had to guess on what camera we were looking at. It was so foggy out there. Temperature at 33 degrees. As far as the visibilities, it's a little low out there, but it's not nearly as foggy and cold as it was. Well, again, it's colder than it was yesterday. 28 in Fort Payne, 29 degrees Meridianville, 33 in the Shoals, and 32 currently in Moulton. How about a clear sky today? Fantastic this afternoon. Do some Christmas shopping. You don't have to dodge any type of rain at all. 57 Decatur, Huntsville, 56 in Athens, and tomorrow morning, kind of chilly out there. Mid-30s expected. Now, changes tomorrow, a couple of isolated showers. It's going to rain on Thursday, no doubt about that. Much colder air on Friday at 43, and maybe a few snow flurries perhaps as the system exits, but it should be a nice weekend.
All right, thanks, Ben. Well, a close relative to the marijuana plant may soon be another crop for Alabama farmers.
Now, the new farm bill passed last week, opening that door, but there are still some government obstacles ahead before farmers can get started. WHNT News 19's Alex Stokes joins us in the newsroom with what the legal process looks like, and the very soonest growing season this could actually happen.
Yeah, Steve, Melissa, hemp farming is just on the horizon nationally to increase thanks to clarification in the $867 billion farm bill that the plant will be treated as an agricultural product instead of a controlled substance. With smaller amounts of THC, the intoxicating chemical that's found in marijuana, hemp is used to make fabrics, fiberboard, carpeting, and lately there's been a focus on hemp beer, food, and supplements around health benefit claims. Alabama's agricultural commissioner told our news partners at AL.com it will take months to get regulatory framework in place, but that there is a strong interest in hemp as a cash crop. He expects the federal government to require states to submit a regulatory plan that meets law enforcement standards since there is an illegal potential. Though McMillan says no hemp is being grown in Alabama right now, the legislature passed a bill 2 years ago to authorize research on farming the plant. Last week, Attorney General Steve Marshall updated the legal status of oil made from hemp in the wake of the farm bill's passage. It can be produced, processed, and sold as long as it contains no more than 0.3% THC. Now, McMillan told AL.com that he doesn't think significant hemp farming could begin in Alabama before the 2020 growing season. He expects a request to the legislature for additional funding and resources to put a hemp program in place. In the newsroom, Alex Stokes, WHNT News 19.
Thank you, Alex. President Trump's former national security advisor facing a sentencing hearing today after being convicted of lying to the FBI. Coming up, what the next steps are for the investigation into Russia's 2016 election interference.
When the insurance company tells you you don't need an attorney, that's when you know you need an attorney. Don't deal with the stingy insurance companies alone. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? I'm Attorney Charles Pittman.
Charles Pittman is the way to go. Call 533-5000.
At Furniture Row, we take pride in furniture that's quality made, affordable, and makes your home look great. Check out the Langham sofa, only $649, plus 5 years no interest. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The holiday sale at Furniture Row.
The rules of luxury. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't use. Use, but don't enjoy. Enjoy, but don't show it.
If you're going to follow one rule, make sure it's this one. Luxury should be lived in. During the Infinity Winter Sales Plan, lease the Infinity QX60 for $429 a month. Plus, get a special winter bonus at your local Infinity retailer.
The perfect gift for everyone on my list. Give the gift of Broadway. We have such a great time at Broadway Theater League. My kids are going to love Finding Neverland, The King and I, and Stomp. And I have to get my aunt tickets to Kinky Boots and Rent. And Mom and Dad are going to love Jersey Boys and Beautiful, the Carole King musical. Holiday shopping? Done. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to me.
Give the gift of Broadway at BroadwayTheaterLeague.org.
'Tis the season for sibling rivalry, and these siblings have been very good. Get this low mileage lease on this 2019 Cadillac XT5 from around $399 per month. Visit Bentley in Huntsville or Florence, or Lynn Lane in Decatur.
Looking for a great mattress at a great price this holiday season? Check out a Denver Mattress Spread mattress. Try the support and comfort of the Doctor's Choice Plush, only $599.99 or $10 a month. Rest easy and save at Denver Mattress.
I'm attorney Charles Pittman. When you're hurting a wreck, it seems like the whole world is crashing down around you. When this happens, you need someone who can help put the pieces of your life back together again. Hurting a wreck and need a check.
Charles Pittman is the way to go. Call 533-5000. Shake it up. Shake it up.
All right. Well, it's nice out there this morning in the high 30s. There's no rain, dry air.
Yeah.
What a crisp winter morning should be like.
And I'm pretty happy. You got Bruce Springsteen yesterday. I got the Cars today. So, and very appropriate for a traffic shot, I might add.
Absolutely. And there sure are a lot of them out on the roads already. What is it, 547? Where are you going?
We got a few more days of work. Slow your roll there.
Boy, it's down in Albertville, man. They got a lot of stuff going on. And it's time to get your Christmas shopping done. You want to do it the next couple of days because by Thursday and Friday, the rain is coming.
Can you imagine what the parking lots are going to look like? Because I don't know if you guys have been out shopping, but it is already a mess. And you add rain in as we're approaching the last weekend before Christmas. I don't think you want to be out.
Saturday will be dry, though, won't it?
Yeah, this weekend, it'll be a nice weekend this time. Temperatures in the 50s.
So go ahead and procrastinate a little longer.
So Ben, he's got a bunch of shopping to do.
Christmas is only Tuesday. I mean, it's a week, everybody. That's it. We only have 7 more days, and St. Nick will be coming down the chimney, and temperatures will be in the mid-30s this morning. And thankfully, the fog is not a big problem like it was yesterday. We had the dense fog advisory. Some spots had visibilities down to 0. Not the case this morning. It's very sporadic outside. The problem this time, some scattered frost. You'll need that ice scraper out there early, down to 29 degrees. Meridianville, we're at 28 in Fort Payne. That temperature has dropped a little bit more, which is typical. Sometimes the overnight low occurs right around sunrise. Took about an hour before the sun comes up. A lot of folks will be driving to work in the dark again. Here's a look at the satellite radar. Quiet today. Great afternoon. We'll go with a partly cloudy sky. North wind today will be in the mid to upper 50s. No problem tonight. And then tomorrow, as the winds shift around to the south, it'll be a warmer day. Cloud cover, though, starts to increase here, and maybe a couple of isolated showers. Thursday, that's when things go the other way. This is 5 o'clock in the morning. Could be a soggy early morning commute on a Thursday, and that rain lasts into Friday. That's why we could see another 1.5 to 2 inches of rainfall. Thursday and Friday, the window for some steadier precipitation, and then it should clear out just in time for the weekend. There's our area of low pressure on Thursday. Could see some flash flooding just to our east. Thankfully, the best chance of severe weather way down to our south. And of course, our Live Alert 19 app, that's the app to have just in case we have some stronger showers around. There's a look at the forecast for tomorrow. Temperature about 60. There's a 7-day. Again, a nice weekend ahead.
All right, thanks, Ben. Well, President Trump's former national security advisor faces sentencing today for lying to the FBI. Michael Flynn, a retired general, pleaded guilty to lying to investigators in the probe into Russia's 2016 election interference.
And ahead of Flynn's sentencing, Special Counsel Robert Mueller released a memo summarizing a crucial interview. And Ben has more.
I'm very proud of the way the FBI conducted itself. Agile, flexible, thoughtful.
Former FBI Director James Comey defending the agency's handling of the interview at the center of the criminal case against former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Comey lambasting Republicans and President Trump.
They're up here attacking the FBI's investigation of a guy who pled guilty to lying to the FBI. He should have been warned you shouldn't lie. He should have been told you can have a lawyer. Think of the state of affairs we've ended up in. That's nonsense.
Flynn's lies in the January 2017 FBI interview formed the basis for charges to which he pled guilty and for which he will be sentenced Tuesday. Some, including President Trump, seized on the interview. Trump claiming the FBI initially determined Flynn hadn't lied, but they drew no such conclusion at the time. And on the eve of Flynn's sentencing, Special Counsel Robert Mueller released a memo summarizing the interview and detailing the lies. The first, when Flynn denied trying to influence influence Russia's vote on a UN Security Council resolution about Israeli settlements. The second lie, when Flynn denied encouraging Russia's then ambassador to the U.S. not to retaliate for the expulsion of Russian diplomats in late 2016 over election meddling. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Now, Flynn could face up to 6 months in prison, but Mueller's team has asked the judge to give him no prison time because he's helped their probe and other federal investigations. Now, CBS News correspondent Diane King Hall joins us now live from the New York Stock Exchange. Good morning, Diane.
Good morning, Steve and Melissa. Well, Wall Street nosedive in another sharp sell-off that sent stock indexes to their lowest levels in over a year. The Dow slumped 507 points and the Nasdaq tumbled nearly 157. Johnson & Johnson says it's repurchasing up to $5 billion worth of its common stock as it scrambles to limit the fallout from a report that it knew for decades about cancer causing asbestos in its baby powder. J&J also took out full-page newspaper ads defending itself and asserting it has scientific evidence that its talc is safe and beneficial to use. Meanwhile, the global gender gap in economic opportunity, including pay, improved slightly, but the pay gap between men and women is so vast, according to the World Economic Forum, it will take 202 years to fully bridge it. According to this year's Global Gender Gap Report, overall disparity in politics, work, health, and education improved by less than 0.1%. Steve and Melissa?
Okay, Diane, this next story is pretty interesting. The Carnival Cruise Line is taking the best part of the amusement park to sea. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Carnival Cruise announced it will be debuting the first ever roller coaster at sea on its largest ship ever constructed, the Mardi Gras. The open-air roller coaster called Bolt will feature hundreds of feet of twists and turns, reaching speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. Carnival says the coaster will set sail along with a new extra-large ship by 2020. Steve and Melissa?
All right, all I can say is I hope that this doesn't cross over the deck anywhere because I feel like people are going to be losing their lunch, Diane. Riding a roller coaster on a cruise ship, and then
I will sit in the, and watch. If I'm not, can't say I did doing that.
Yeah.
Fascinating idea.
And I like them separately. Together, I don't.
Yes. No, I'm like at sea, a roller coaster.
Yeah. Don't you go on a cruise to get away from stuff?
Yes, to chill, to relax,
maybe what you need to get away from are your children. Then you can send your children on the roller coaster while you hang out by the pool.
Six Flags over the Gulf of Mexico.
That's right. All right. We've got our park idea. Now we just need a business model. Thanks, Diane.
Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you.
A girl in Virginia wrote Santa her Christmas wish list, but it only contained one wish. It was for her sister. Details on that after the break. This is WHT News 19 this morning.
Toyotathon is on. Tis the season for great year-end savings.
Get 0% APR for 48 months plus $1,000 holiday bonus cash on a new 2018 RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
Tomorrow will start like today. Driving here, going there, a normal day until it isn't. You're not prepared for serious injuries, but we are. The law firm of Senior Timberlake & Lee, collecting millions for injured people who called on us, relied on us for more than 20 years. You're hearing our name today in case you need us tomorrow. The law firm of Senior Timberlake & Lee. If you're injured, we can help.
Get a steak. Don't stop there. Get it with lobster. Get a steak topped with crab cake. Eat like you own the place, because tonight you do. Get it now. Longhorns Turf and Surf. Crab cake filet, Flo's filet and lobster tail. New sirloin and lobster shrimp mac and cheese. The feeling, flavor, the place. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Come and experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. There's selection, and then there's over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. There's a good deal, and then there's a lower than low. 0 down payment, 0% APR, Bill Penny deal. There's extras, and then there's Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. Come and experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com.
My name is Mark McClellan, pastor of Willowbrook, and this is Milton Frank Stadium. This is where Willowbrook will have its annual Christmas Eve service this year. There will be music and inspiration and fireworks. This busy Christmas season, don't forget to make room for Jesus. And on Christmas Eve, Willowbrook will make room for you.
Toyotathon is on. Tis the season for great year-end savings.
Lease a new 2019 Highlander LE for $289 a month for 36 months plus $500 holiday bonus cash. Toyota, let's go places.
Two sisters in Virginia are just like normal siblings. They play together, they share together, sometimes they fight together.
But when one of the sisters wrote to Santa, took her parents' breath away. All 8-year-old Jamie Egger wanted for Christmas was for her sister Abby to not be diabetic anymore. 10-year-old Abby was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes last year, and to support Abby, the entire family has shifted their diets since Abby has to monitor her carb and sugar intake. Jamie wrote to Santa she didn't want gifts this year, just for her sister to be better, and Santa wrote back.
I know it's hard on your family and Abby with her having diabetes. I would love nothing more than to take that away from her. Sadly, that is something that is out of my control and power.
Now, although Santa couldn't help her, did express how proud he was of Jamie for such a selfless thought. Jamie was just thrilled he wrote her back. Now, the girl's parents say the diabetes has only helped bring the two sisters closer together.
Oh, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! How are you, Stella? Good.
And Santa helping make some other children happy with a surprise visit to Children's Hospital in Las Vegas just in time for Christmas, arriving by helicopter instead of reindeer. Probably since Rudolph and the gang are busy prepping for their long flight, delivering presents around the world Christmas Eve. But of course, this did not stop Santa from bringing the children a few gifts to tide them over for Christmas morning. The hospital says it does whatever they can to put a smile on the children's faces and lift their spirits during the holidays. And yeah, it's all worth it when you see those smiles. And take a look at this. What better way to get into the spirit than by decorating your tree with some fond memories? Our Christmas photo of the day today comes from a family in the Tennessee Valley who has a Disney Memories Christmas tree. I love it, you guys. They say they get a keepsake each time they go to Disney. So do we. And that's what they use to decorate their Christmas tree. As you can see, this one is covered with pictures, ornaments, Mickey ears, and plenty of stuffed animals to commemorate the most magical memories. Great job. It looks fantastic.
I started my own business in 1999 to do what most others weren't doing. We want to be able to say yes to whatever custom design you have in mind. Jewelry is one of those things that can be passed down through generations. It's a privilege to be a small part of the big moments in people's lives. We provide a greater level of service to you and do work we can be proud of. 20 years later, that's still our goal, and we're looking forward to the future. Let us make your forever perfect.
Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's have plenty of great last-minute gift ideas in stores and online, like savings of $20 on this Columbia men's down jacket. Plus, Bass Pro and Cabela's gift cards make the perfect gift.
From music legend Cyndi Lauper and Broadway's own Harvey Fierstein, the Tony-winning best musical about seizing your destiny and being who you want to be. Kinky Boots.
January 4 through 6, Von Braun Center. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
You're watching North Alabama's news leader. WHNT News 19 this morning starts now.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on Tuesday, December 18th, 1 week until Christmas morning. I'm Steve Johnson.
And I'm Melissa Ralph. The meteorologist Ben Smith is here with us. And Ben, for those who are hoping for a white Christmas,
Well, with Steve obviously not among them, but
Steve, you don't want a white Christmas?
No. I mean, that would be okay if you could just snap your fingers and it all disappeared.
I wish I had that kind of. I wish I had that kind of pull, but I just don't.
Probably more likely to be a wet Christmas.
How about a dry, about 35 degrees, sunny Christmas?
While we're asking Santa for some favors.
It may be that cold in the morning on Christmas Day, but it's probably going to be a seasonal Christmas, probably in the mid-50s for daytime highs. If you're dreaming of a white Christmas, well, it's not going to happen this time in North Alabama or southern Middle Tennessee. It is a frosty and cold start out there. Pleasant afternoon today, and then rain returns on Thursday and Friday. We may see another inch or two in the forecast. This time we can see from our cameras. Yesterday it was so foggy out there. Temperature at 34 degrees in downtown Florence, and notice the visibility is not a big problem. The fog is sporadic. It's very isolated out there. Visibility has been as low as about a half of a mile up in southern Middle Tennessee and out at the Shoals. We're below freezing in Meridianville at 29, 28 degrees in Fort Payne. How about 33 for Huntsville, with temperatures much colder compared to this time yesterday? 4 degrees colder in Huntsville and 7 degrees colder over in Decatur. Today, great day to get outside. Yes, jackets required early, maybe even the heavier coat. Temperature at 34 out at the bus stop. Sun does not come up still for another 47 minutes. It doesn't come up until 6:49. So yes, probably going to work and school in the dark again this morning. 57 degrees today. That's the high temperature. Big ridge overhead, but the big trough is out to the west tomorrow, and then low pressure center overhead. That will translate to a lot of rainfall. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Ben. It's time now to take a look at a First Alert traffic report, and we're looking live there on the Parkway in Huntsville. Everything moving along really nicely there, but do keep in mind, drivers in Huntsville Utilities is going to close the outside southbound lane of the Parkway and the outside northbound lane of South Parkway today. This is going to be happening just north of Green Cove Road by Farley Elementary.
Now, work will start at 9 and is expected to be finished this afternoon by about 3 o'clock. HPD will be on the site to help control traffic during the project. And before you leave the house, check our Twitter feed for updates. If you see anything while you're on the road, please tweet us once you get to your destination at WHNT.
A man is facing charges after investigators say he shot a woman at a home in Limestone County. 33-year-old Corey Ferris is charged with second-degree assault. Deputies responded to the home on Highway 127 Monday afternoon, where they found the woman with a gunshot wound to her shoulder. She's being treated at Huntsville Hospital. The circumstances around the shooting have not been released.
A Marshall County man faces a possible life sentence for child pornography. A jury found Kenneth Wayne Ennis guilty of possession and production of child pornography. Back in 2015, Boaz police officers arrested him at his home after someone found the cell phone in a parking lot. That phone contained pornographic images of children. No sentencing date has been set at this time.
The family of the man killed by a Hoover police officer is not happy. The state attorney general's office is now handling the case. The officer is planning for 21-year-old Amantic E.J. Bradford Jr. Thanksgiving night at River Chase Gallery in Hoover. Police initially identified Bradford as a suspect in a shooting that had happened moments earlier, then backtracked, saying Bradford was holding a gun. Authorities later arrested another man for the initial shooting. The family says they worry the attorney general's office, which is now taking over the case, will be unfairly sympathetic to Hoover police. In a news conference Monday, the family and their attorney said Jefferson County District Attorney Danny Carr was elected by the people, so he should handle the case. The Carr, who oversees the Birmingham Division of Jefferson County, was told by Attorney General Steve Marshall the case required he recuse himself.
All the family want is for justice to be served for my son, our son. And by taking the case from Mr. Carr, we feel they are trying to protect this officer who killed my son.
If Carr can't prosecute the case, the family has asked for Jefferson County's Bessemer Division DA to oversee the investigation. The family also continues to call for the public release of all videos from the incident. Well, you may remember the African elephant using a traveling circus that was seized in Lawrence County last year from her owners. Those owners now charged with animal cruelty.
Now, one state is leading a new charge in protecting wild and exotic animals, all in the name of nosy. WHNT News 19's Alex Stokes in the newsroom with a closer look at the legislation and the elephant's current situation.
Yeah, Steve, Nosy the elephant now has her name on legislation. The state is now the first to ban the use of wild and exotic animals in traveling circuses. The bill had bipartisan support in the state legislature, according to news outlet NJ.com, and was signed into law Friday by newly elected Governor Phil Murphy. WHNT brought you Nosy's story back in November of 2017 when the 36-year-old elephant was seized from her owners who operate the Great American Family Circus after spending several days standing near a small trailer near Moulton. She has been living at the Elephant Sanctuary of Tennessee while her custody is decided in court. Hugo and Francisca Liebel were arrested on animal cruelty charges and released on $1,000 bond. Right now, their criminal cases are on hold, awaiting the ruling of a civil action. The Liebels are trying to get Nosy back, appealing to a judge's decision to grant custody to Lawrence County. They believe the judge wrongfully seized not only a working asset, but a member of their family. Now, anyone who violates Nosy's law in the state of New Jersey could face civil charges. As of yet, Alabama does not have a similar law. In the newsroom, Alex Stokes, WHNT News 19.
All right, Alex, thank you. Well, a major announcement potentially coming today. The details of the president's plans on a space command.
If it's electrical, we do it all. We'll be there for you anytime, day or night, and we'll get it done. We'll do it right. We're Mr. Electric. We have the power to make things better.
It's time to wrap it up and drive one home. The 2018s have got to go. Get going to locally owned Bentley Buick GMC in Huntsville. A 2018 Buick Encore as low as $17,490 or 0% financing for 72 months. There's $15,000 off remaining GMC Sierra crew cabs with Denali Ultimate Package. $15,000 off. Celebrating 5 generations of automotive excellence. Bentley Buick GMC, where you always drive one home for less.
We decided to go with Bath Fitter after doing a lot of research.
Yeah, we loved how they could install a new tub right over the old one without tearing our bathroom apart.
Yeah, what we didn't expect was to be blown away by the quality. And that's what happened. They showed up in the morning, and by the end of the day, we had this absolutely beautiful new bathtub. It was better than we could have even imagined.
And it's guaranteed for life.
I actually love our bathroom now.
Book your free in-home consultation today. Call or visit bathfitter.com.
We are Porch Creek. Alabama is home.
Our ancestors worked hard to provide for their families and community, staying close to the land.
They believe that self-reliance makes a community strong.
When we look at nature, we see our past, our present, our future.
Keepers of this land, now doing our part to help Alabama grow.
When you've been injured in an accident, you deserve competent legal representation with a proven track record. Don't pick an attorney just because of a commercial or a billboard. Morris King & Hodge is a nationally recognized law firm. We've represented thousands of people and helped them recover millions of dollars. Don't just take our word for it. Do your research. Google Morris King & Hodge. Check out our reviews. We'll put our track record up against anyone. Call us first or go to mkhlawyers.com for more information.
Just as long as your own way is the way that leads you to work or school or wherever, you can go that way. Beautiful live shot again. This is getting better and better. I guess just the time of day and the sun coming up.
It is a lovely look there over in downtown Huntsville, and enjoy it because, as we know, this is December, a very rainy month, and more rain is coming, so we will just take this weather while we can get it.
Yeah, and then, of course, there is California weather. A warning issued along the Southern California coast yesterday as officials say surfers were, just look at this video.
Who is that guy?
I don't know, but he's good and he's brave. Those waves are incredible.
It's hard to understand how anyone could keep their feet on that. Oh, well, again, this is in California. Just incredibly dangerous surf there, according to the National Weather Service. It reached as high as 15 feet in Ventura County. Beaches in San Diego and LA also saw high waves. High surf warnings and watches expected to remain in place today. And NWS officials say inexperienced swimmers and surfers just stay out of the water.
And every good surfer in the United States
headed
is headed to California right now.
All right, I'm not a surfing expert, but you saw all those surfers out there. Only one guy hit that one. The rest of them were like, missed it.
Wipe out.
Wow, that's impressive. And, our forecast today, as we saw from downtown Huntsville, looks good outside. We know what we're looking at this morning because there's no fog out there compared to yesterday. It's just sporadic up here, North Parkway, Meridianville, some in southern middle Tennessee, and some isolated spots out. The shoals temperature's much colder compared to yesterday. 33 in Huntsville, 29 in Decatur, 34 in the Shoals, and 36 down at Albertville. When you park your car outside, there is some scattered frost on that windshield this morning. So for today, 57, 60 tomorrow, an isolated shower. Thursday, though, that's when the rainfall takes over. Probably going to rain all day on Thursday. We could have some significant rainfall totals once again, another inch to an inch and a half. If we get an inch and a half of rainfall, that'll put us almost at 7 inches for the month of December, and it's going to rain again on Friday as some colder air takes over, and it wouldn't shock me if we have a few snowflakes mixed in sometime on Friday, if not Friday night, before everything ends, just in time for a nice weekend. We will be in the 50s both Saturday and Sunday. More rain headed toward Christmas Eve.
All right, then. Well, scientists have found the most distant known object in our solar system.
Yeah, the International Astronomical Union's Minor Planet Center announced the discovery yesterday. They do believe the spherical object is a dwarf planet more than 310 miles in diameter. It has a pinkish hue that probably means it is covered with ice. They also say it's more than 100 times farther from the sun than is the Earth. Researchers who found it giving it the nickname Far Out, and its orbit so big it likely takes more than 1,000 years for one trip around the sun. Now, one of the president's former advisors may soon be heading to prison. What we have now learned about the crimes committed by Michael Flynn.
The all-new 2019 Infiniti QX50, the most advanced Infiniti ever made.
You'll find us at 1010 Old Monrovia Road or online at SmithInfinityofHuntsville.com. Infiniti, empower the drive.
Hello, this is Spectrum.
Hi, you have mobile service now?
Yes, Spectrum Mobile with our limited data plan for just $45 a line.
And how many lines do you have to get that price?
It's $45 for your first line and every line.
Get Spectrum Mobile with our unlimited data plan for $45 a line, or pay just for what you use with our Buy the Gig plan for $14 a gig, all with free nationwide talk and text. Call 833-522-7283.
My provider told me one price too, because they forgot about the extra taxes.
With Spectrum Mobile, you'll save up to 40% on your wireless bill.
Switch now. Call 833-522-7283.
And Spectrum Mobile is built on America's largest, most reliable LTE network, plus a nationwide network of Wi-Fi hotspots.
So you wouldn't have to, say, go to the attic to get a signal?
Are you there now?
No. No.
Grab your wireless bill. Let's see how it can help you save up to 40%.
Call 833-522-7283.
Huntsville and the Tennessee Valley are made up of a diverse combination of people and places. Buns & Bennett is proud to have been part of our community for 39 years, and we'd like to give something back. For the remainder of the year, Buns & Bennett will make a donation to charity for each American Standard heating and air conditioning system we sell. It's our way of saying thank you, Tennessee Valley. With your support, we'll be around another 39 years. Call 256-536-0967. Buns & Bennett Heating and Air.
Celebrating 90 years and now 5 generations of automotive excellence. Locally owned Bentley, Cadillac, and in Huntsville and Florence. We're wrapping up the model year with 0% financing for 72 months on remaining 2018 Cadillacs. Cadillac's exciting all-new crossover. The 2019 Cadillac XT4 is now at Bentley. Lease an XT4 for only $359 a month for 36 months. Bentley Cadillac in Huntsville and Florence.
Where you always drive one home with confidence.
Happening today, President Donald Trump's former national security advisor is scheduled to be sentenced for lying to the FBI.
Michael Flynn, a retired general, pleaded guilty to lying to investigators in the probe into Russia's 2016 election interference. The sentencing comes a day after former FBI Director James Comey finished speaking to the House Judiciary Committee. Comey defended the agency's handling of the interview at the center of the Flynn case, as well as blasting Republicans and President Trump.
They're up here attacking the FBI's investigation of a guy who pled guilty to lying to the FBI. He should have been warned you shouldn't lie. He should have been told you can have a lawyer. Think of the state of affairs we've ended up in. That's nonsense.
Flynn could face up to 6 months in prison, but Mueller's team has asked the judge to give him no prison time because he's helped their probe and other federal investigations. Well, a memo released by Robert Mueller details some of the lies Michael Flynn did tell FBI investigators. The agents asked Flynn about his conversations with Russian ambassador to the U.S., Sergei Kislyak. Flynn told the agents he may have talked to Kislyak about a UN vote on Israeli settlements, but insisted he did not try to influence him. But investigators already knew he'd asked Russia to vote against or delay the resolution. Flynn also told the agents he did not encourage Kislyak, he did not encourage him to not retaliate against the U.S. for expelling Russian diplomats following the 2016 election. But the FBI knew he had in fact asked Russia not to escalate its response.
Authorities are conducting an autopsy on the 7-year-old Guatemalan girl who died in U.S. custody. And today, members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus will travel to the immigration facility in New Mexico, where officials were holding Jacqueline Call when she stopped breathing. The House members say they will be looking into how immigration facilities are equipped to protect the health and safety of people detained for crossing the border illegally. Misconduct complaints against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh seem to be on their way to being resolved. The complaints against Kavanaugh arose from statements he made during his confirmation hearings. Additional complaints may have been lodged after his testimony responding to sexual assault allegations brought by Christine Blasey Ford. He denied her claims and was sworn in as a new Supreme Court Justice in October after an FBI investigation could not corroborate the claims.
Ousted CBS chief Les Moonves will not receive his $120 million severance from the company. Moonves was fired by the network in September following accusations of sexual misconduct by a number of women. The network board of directors announced the finding Monday, saying Moonves was fired for cause and as a result is not entitled to severance. Moonves has denied all allegations against him. It is 6:18. Let's hear from Ben Smith.
All right, right now our forecast looks good this morning. There's a live shot in Albertville. Thankfully, there's no significant fog this time. Just some scattered frost out there early this morning. A little bit of fog here North Parkway up in southern middle Tennessee, but not nearly as dense as yesterday. We had that dense fog advisory below freezing. Meridianville 32 in Athens, 33 in Huntsville, 34 degrees in the Shoals. It is cold in Fort Payne at 28 and 36 up in Lincoln County this morning. Today, great day, just some scattered cloud cover. North wind will be in the mid-50s. That's basically typical for the middle and latter portions of December. Tomorrow, the winds will shift around to the south. That may warm us up some, but more clouds on Wednesday with a couple of isolated showers. And then Thursday, it's all over with. Look at that. This is early in the morning, 6 o'clock. Could be a wet early morning commute on Thursday. The rain lasts into Friday as well. 90% chance of rain. Could rain all day on Thursday as colder air takes over on Friday. After that, it clears out in time for the weekend. Should be nice, but yet another chance of rainfall heading in to Christmas Eve. All right, a couple ridges of high pressure the next couple of days. Overall dry, but watch what happens here. Low pressure at the surface moving on in from the south and west. Frontal boundary as well. The rainfall, this is Thursday. Basically all of North Alabama and southern middle Tennessee covered up in rainfall. And then some colder air with that northwesterly wind on Friday. And maybe some of that rain could end as a brief period of some light snow as some colder air builds on in, but at this point, it does not look like to be a big deal. 1 to 2 inch rainfall totals though in the forecast. So for today, 57 down to 37 tonight. Warmer day, but clouds around on Wednesday at 60 degrees. Isolated showers. Once we get rid of the rainfall on Friday, the weekend, not bad, low and mid 50s. Another chance of rain on Monday. 53 degrees on Christmas Eve.
Hi, Ben. Thank you. Well, happening today, an announcement that just might take the U.S. military to new heights. Vice President Mike Pence set to announce an executive order creating a U.S. space command.
And President Trump is expected to sign it very soon, by the end of the year, in fact. So HNT News 19's Christine Mitchell live at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center this morning with details. Christine?
Yeah, guys, President Trump has talked about creating a space force as a branch of the military, and this space command isn't quite that, but it is taking a step in that direction. This U.S. Space Command would pull together space agencies and units from across the military to create a more independent organization focused on space. And Vice President Mike Pence is expected to make the announcement today at the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. The Air Force's existing Space Command would play a key role in this new move, raising space to the same status as the U.S. Cyber Command. A U.S. Space Command has existed before, but was disbanded in 2002 after the 9/11 attacks happened and focus needed to be on homeland defense. But even then, the military has continued to make technological advances in space, and the key goal in a U.S. Space Command would be to better protect U.S. satellites that the military uses for communication, navigation, and surveillance, and these are unprotected in space, which often makes them an easy target for other countries. Live in Huntsville this morning, Christine Mitchell, WHNT News 19.
It was meant to be a nice getaway for a week, but a vacation in the Bahamas has become a frustrating battle to get back home.
The year may be ending, but the savings are just beginning at Story Lee Furniture. Just imagine 3 football fields full of furniture, and half of everything in the store is half off. Story Lee's half off, half of everything sale absolutely ends December 31st.
Jerry Dempson sells brand new Jeeps in Arab, Alabama. Cross the river bridge on South Parkway. 20 minutes later, start shopping. The name you trust. The price you want. Search for your new Jeep today at Jerry Dempson in Arab.
Celebrate the holiday with the Living Christmas Tree from First Baptist Church. Experience the joy of Christmas as we present With the Angels Let Us Sing. Watch a special rebroadcast on Christmas morning, 6 to 7 a.m. on WHNT News 19.
My name is Mark McClellan, pastor of Willowbrook, and this is Milton Frank Stadium. This is where Willowbrook will have its annual Christmas Eve service this year. There will be music and inspiration and fireworks. This busy Christmas season, don't forget to make room for Jesus. And on Christmas Eve, Willowbrook will make room for you.
You're not prepared for a loved one to have serious nursing home injuries, but we are. The law firm of Senior Timberlake and Lee. If you're injured, we can help.
Hey, if somebody in your Christmas list has been extra good this year, get them a new Nissan. No, seriously. Here at Lynn Layton Nissan in Decatur, it's our year-end event. That means the best deals of 2018. Like fun-to-drive Sentras that are just $169 a month. And go anywhere, do anything road crossovers. Right now, $6,000 off. So make your list, check it twice, and then make that short drive. Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody, from all of us here at Lynn Layton Nissan. Big sale, don't miss out. You come and see us.
Start your day with Melissa, Steve, and Ben on WHNT News 19. Jerry Dempson sells brand new Ram trucks in Arab, Alabama. Cross the river bridge on South Parkway. 20 minutes later, start shopping. The name you trust, the price you want. Search for a Ram truck today at Jerry Dempson in Arab.
The year may be ending, but the savings are just beginning at Story Lee Furniture. Just imagine 3 football fields full of furniture, and half of everything in the store is half off. Story Lee's half off, half of everything sale absolutely ends December 31st.
Oh my God.
A free vacation from friends turns into a costly nightmare for two people from Kentucky. The couple on a cruise to the Bahamas this weekend when one of them got violently ill.
Yeah, now they're stuck on one of the islands with no passport or money to get home. Emily Arroyo reports.
I just keep telling everybody, we didn't plan for this. We didn't plan for this to happen.
Michelle Manuel and her wife Rose Johnson were expecting to be stretched out on pool chairs this weekend, but Rose ended up on a stretcher in an emergency room in the Bahamas instead.
We were looking forward to it. We've been planning it since the summer, and we were just really excited. I know I've always wanted to go on a cruise.
A wish that their friends and travel buddies made possible by paying for their cruise tickets, something that the disabled women who live on a fixed income couldn't afford on their own. But quickly into the trip, Rose started feeling sick and was rushed to the hospital with an unknown gastrointestinal problem.
To be alive or dead, he even said if it's the one thing, she would have to have emergency surgery.
But here's the problem. The women are on Medicare, which doesn't cover costs outside the U.S. And because the cruise ship only needed a birth certificate to travel, the women don't have passports on them to get back home, forcing them to rely on the generosity of friends to pay for much-needed medical attention.
They wanted me to give them $2,000 cash, or else they weren't even going to see her at all.
While the Estill County couple is now figuring out how and when they'll be able to get home, Manuel says the situation is overwhelming, and her only advice for us is prepare for the worst.
Prepare more for expenses that you're not expecting. I don't know.
Manuel plans to go to the U.S. Embassy and hopes to be able to get home before Christmas. I think this is all going to work out.
I think hopefully it will, but that's an excellent point she makes. When you're going on vacation, you're thinking about the best, you're not planning for the worst, but it's always good advice to think about the what ifs.
Imagine being